Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. And with all the grace of a drowning penguin.
Look up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's Shaft!
Hey guys, it's Shaft, and we've got a pretty awesome game for you tonight. This is going to be a Zerg vs Protoss, Protoss versus Zerg, PvZ, however you want to look at it. And we've got two amazing players here on the bottom left-hand side of Yeonsu Ladder Edition. It's our red Protoss representing Root Gaming. Sage! The wise old Protoss. And here on the top right-hand side of that very same map, representing Team Barcode, he seems a little bit chatty and even more upset that, you know, he's playing against a Code A caliber player like Root Sage. Representing Team Barcode, we're gonna call him Bob. Alrighty, so Bob is suffering from lack of sleep. It's 6 a.m. He hasn't been to bed yet. Sage, on the other hand, fresh, awake at 11 a.m. Great stuff. Now, Sage is actually known for playing his Protoss vs Zerg exactly like he played it in Brood War. He really likes to get Phoenix early on and use them to take complete map dominance in the sky at least. Behind that, he really enjoys using Zealots, sometimes Chargelots, to pressure his opponent, pull him one way, pull him another. Ultimately, you know, teching the things like Psionic Storm, Colossi, Immortals, depending on how the situation progresses. This is something this guy is well known for. So, not going to be too surprised here if that's what we're going to see from him. Now, we've got a pretty quick gas here for Bob. Bob also went for, looks like a hatch first, into a spawning pool with gas. Hold on a sec, guys, just notice my graphic settings are off here. I play on different settings than I cast on, so sorry about that. And of course some of these settings won't even take place just yet. Computer lagging. Streaming plus changing graphic settings equal Starcraft no likey. Alright, so that should be a little bit better for you, hopefully. Yeah, we got some shadows going on these bases now. And I'll make sure I reset Starcraft before doing the next cast. Anyways, two queens on the way, very standard basic setup. Probe trying to hide over here at the third. You know, he's kind of double checking, make sure there's not a really early greedy third being taken here. You know, kind of Cats style. Of course, Sage being on Team Root would know very well about that. No gas usually with the cat style, but still wise to check. Expansion going down now for Sage. Just, again, very basic setup stuff. We've got metabolic boost on the way. Ling speed for a Zerg, and he is continuing to mine off that extractor, which is actually really big. Sometimes, you know, Zergs will cut that after metabolic boost, especially when getting this gas so quickly, in order to really saturate their mineral income and get that drone count high. Obviously, he's going to be favoring some level of tech. We'll find out exactly what that is. 2 gateways, making a third gateway, or making that a total of 3 gateways, rather. Still no higher tech revealed just yet, which Bob is doing a great job scouting for. So again, just very basic setup stuff here. We're looking for any kind of post-Cybercore tech out of Sage. Again, my hunch is it's going to be a Stargate. This guy is a very stylistic player. Was very strong in Brood War. No reason to change it. And yeah, there it is. Stargate. Very standard in today's meta. But this guy, of course, is going to have his own specialty to win. Alright, so no third just yet. It is 6 minutes into this game. This gas definitely going to be the cause of not taking the third as quickly. We'll see what he's going to do with this gas. He's got 2 evolution chambers. Not sure if that's just a wall lock or if he's going to be going for upgrades. Perhaps Ling upgrades. Just, you know, there's no Roach Warren just yet, which at this period you really start to see that come up. And 12 Lings, and there's the Ling upgrade. That's really surprising. Wow. Okay. So a little bit of harassment. Looks like it's moving out here. This Overlord is scouting a pylon. Sage was going to plan on applying pressure there but Lings are on the way to deal with that handily. 3 more Zealots, making a total of 4 Zealots moving out across the map. This could actually be pretty rough for Bob. Bob, not very well equipped to deal with Zealots, but surrounding a Zealot here, getting a lot of the shields off. Oh, killed a Zealot. Yeah, he actually should have killed that Zealot immediately and just ran away. That's what he was trying to do, but he kept trying to cut corners, running away a little bit too soon, and that allowed that Mothership Core to get some extra shots. Now he's just surrounding these Zealots. Of course, this is a lot of Lings being produced right now, whereas Roaches could have handled this with a lot less larva. Remember, at this point, he's only on 2 hatch, where he would normally be on 3 hatch. Production, so larvae are super important right now, and he produced a lot of Lings, which just will not become drones, and that's unfortunate. 18 more Lings in production. He's got the 1-1 upgrades going on. 3rd base just now establishing. He'll probably switch into drones now that that's established, but we'll find out. Alright, this Phoenix actually is doing a lot of damage here, especially to these queens. We've had 1 queen already killed, and looks like the 2nd queen gonna fall. Ooh, not quite. It actually takes 4 Phoenix to pick up and lift a queen and kill it in 1 lift off. And since they switched over to Overlords, it looks like he might even have to burn 1 more photon, or graviton beam. Why did I pull out photon? Okay, yes, go. Don't sacrifice Phoenix. There we go. Alright, that's a lot. We actually missed a probe block there with the Phoenix distraction. Let's chit-chat about this, actually. Ooh, actually, hold on. We missed quite a bit down here in this bottom left corner. Distracted by the Phoenix. They're pretty and sparkly. Pretty and sparkly Phoenixes. Alright, so we're on fast speed here. Let's go ahead. Alright, so these Lings still poking around. Lings, of course, not doing that great against Phoenix, so really wise to go ahead and attack with these as the Phoenix move out, exploiting a bit of a vulnerability as it does take some resources to go Stargate Tech. Ooh, Sentry Zealot going ahead and block this wall. He's trying to poke in here, but checking the 3rd now with these Lings. There's a lot going on here, and the 3rd is canceled. Zealots here to defend it as well. There's a couple of pylons going on. And yeah, the block there, man. Awesome stuff. Alright, and there's where the queen goes down, so we can get right back into this game at our normal scheduled speed. And there's the 3rd now for Sage. He should be able to hold that. There's not too many Lings here left. And that's a pretty sizable force for a Protoss player, but we're going to find out. He wants to put it to the test. Bob, really an aggressive Zerg, it seems. Believe he mentioned he was an SEA player, and he was actually pulling for Betrayus. Nice round there for the Zealot, and then, ooh, nice force field there, and he'll have enough for several more force fields, so wise to go ahead and run out. But yes, he showed some support for Betrayus and the WCS earlier in the chat, so yeah, it seems like he is an SEA, that is Southeast Asia, including Australia. Queen not quite going down just yet, but there we go. And now he's starting to pick up drones, just complete map dominance here. Good stuff. Now, of course, he would use Phoenix, of course, did not exist in Brood War, so he established map dominance in the air a little bit differently in that particular game. So I think he's still learning a little bit about Phoenixes. He's very, very strong with them, but seems to be having a little bit of a sloppy game here. Maybe it's his first game of the day. He did mention it being 11 a.m., so that could explain some things. Now we got the Infestation Pit coming up for our Zerg player, and that is going to be 2-2 upgrades as well. So it looks like he's probably going to go for a fast hive with Ultra on the back of this awesome Ling aggressions. Looks like, not quite going to get into that base. He has sacrificed so many Lings to get in there, but still no avail. Pylon, they're getting targeted down, but no supply blocking again. There's so many Lings have been sacrificed here. For Bob. Yes, Bob, run. That is the best decision, run. And we've got the hive. So basically all this aggression with the Lings is just counterattacks in reply to the Phoenix, but also allowing him to get to Hive Tech. Ultimately, probably going Ultralisks, just judging by the armor upgrades. So yeah, that's definitely one viable option. It's hard to... It's a hard style to pull off, but you're seeing a lot more players beginning to do it. I've seen Reborn from Clarity Gaming do this style quite a bit, so hey, whatever works. Now, with so many Lings on the field, of course, Colossi are a necessity for the Protoss player, who has just now completed +1 weapons upgrade. Pretty even economically, but the units lost tab definitely favoring our Protoss here. And yeah, we've got a little scout here on the 4th base now going down for Bob. I'm curious what Sage is going to do about it. He's establishing his own fort. He may not feel any real pressure to attack just yet. The thing is, you know, that hive is finishing up. Ultralisk Cavern just now beginning. So this is potentially pretty bad for Sage. Bob, our barcode player, just doing an amazing job holding his own against such a high caliber player, despite, you know, his fears. Pretty good creep spread. Creep spread not the most important thing in Protoss like it is against Protoss like it is against Terran, but still very, very viable. And yeah, more gateways just being warped in. It's a very macro heavy game, which, you know, they're great to see because the late game can become really scrappy, sometimes devolves into a mid game in some ways. So it's going to be exciting to see how this one develops. And in fact, in anticipation of that, Spire does go down. And, you know, one might make the argument that that's for brood boards, but I would say that's a little bit too early, and not enough Ultralisks are on the field to be even considering brood boards just yet. So I think that's just in case Mutalisks are needed for the moment. And yeah, a couple of Lings just checking out this 4th base of Sage. He now knows it's there. He's fast approaching a 200 army supply, and with most of this being in Lings, he's really going to want to go ahead and trade. Any trade whatsoever, doesn't matter how cost effective at this point. But Silent Storm about to finish up, so these Lings are going to be even less valuable if he attacks after this. He's got about 24 seconds left. We'll see if he makes it just in nick time. Alright, so these rocks are taking a pretty heavy beating, but most of the Lings are in a little Ling flower over here. Woo! Flower. Pretty flower. These are all hallucinated, but these are not. Warp Prism, harassment. He is actually in a great position. These hallucinated Phoenix, just going to check to see if there's anything there to intercept him. We've got Adrenal Glands coming in now, so he's definitely planning on staying on Ling Tech for a while. However, Psionic Storm, going to make short work of those. He's going to have to hit in places where the High Templar just are not. And his Queens are here to reinforce the Ultralisks. However, he's losing a couple of the Queens and a lot of the Ultralisks. He's just got to be careful of what angle he's attacking at, as Sage is a monster killer, you know. These Immortals going to do great against the Ultralisks. So already prepared for the counter to this. Now this Warp Prism in the main actually doing work right now. This Warp Prism has completely devastated the Zerg, punishing him entirely for that assault. Now Lings have managed to get here into the 3rd base of Sage, but Photon Cannon's going to be finishing up soon. Actually, it doesn't look like they'll even have a chance. Immortals finally arriving, a couple of Void Ray. These Lings do so much damage so quickly, you have to respond to them. That is the best way to use Lings with upgrades, is just send small squads of them at your opponent from every angle. Now we've got Zealots being warped in here on the high ground so he can get to the 3rd or the natural, and that's going to force the Zerg to split his army up and make the surface area a little more difficult. Alright, so here we have a big attack at the main, well, kind of the main entrance here for our Zerg player. Good fungal growths going down, but some pretty good storms as well. The Lings were able to avoid that storm. Nice fungal growths holding these Colossi in place. Looks like the Lings will manage to get some surrounds on the Colossi. Doesn't matter, they can walk over them, but the Lings getting that surface area really makes short work of those Colossi very vulnerable to high damage units like Lings. And this is actually going to take out a majority of this wall off, and that's going to be a lot of the gateway to production for Sage, who's going to have to remake that as well. Now, these DT is doing a great job holding this area. No real detection just yet. Ah, there are our Mutalisks. So he is getting ready for that switch. Ling, Muta, just such a viable option. He's going back to Brood War style as well. Sage, of course, used to have some trouble with the Muta Ling way back in the day. We'll see if that's still the case. Fifth base now being detected. Bob has no way of really defending that. Mutalisk just too far out of position. Lings could possibly get there, but it would also leave this exposed. You cannot do that. There we go. Proper decision making right there, guys. And here are the Dark Templar. One going into the natural here. One trying to sneak into the main, but it will be revealed by these Spore Crawlers, hopefully. Hopefully. Alright, there we go. Fifth base does manage to fall now. But that puts it 4 base against 4 base, a Zerg versus Protoss. It's anybody's game, guys. This could go either possible way. Stay tuned. And here we go. More Ling counterattacks. They are everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Now, check it out. Here's a Ling attack at the third as well as the fourth. Just they are literally everywhere. Protoss cannot split itself up this much. If they were to do that, the Lings would simply overwhelm small numbers of Protoss stuff. Mutalisks coming in here wreaking havoc as well. Now Mutalisks against Phoenix. Phoenix usually win if kited properly, which is exactly what's happening here. However, the Mutalisks just staying on top of the probes and a lot of these other units as well, especially these Stalkers. Oh, he's got to be careful. Phoenix actually starting to overwhelm him just a little bit. Ling's being pulled off this third. Yeah, a little bit concerned about that. Will he still get it? Will he still get it? Yeah, he's definitely going to get that. No problem. Alright, so a little bit of a sloppy attack there by our hero Bob, but he managed to get his goal there in the end, so who can say but so much? And he's sending some Lings in over here because he wants to make sure his base does go down. Fortunately, though, for Sage, he has not managed to hunt down that Warp Prism. In fact, now the Warp Prism going to join the main army. This looks like it could be a final death push here by Sage, who is suffering a little bit economically. He's about 13 Harvesters behind, but quite a few bases behind and getting to mine out as well. Phoenix never going to do a great job against Ultralists, and the Ultra Ling army just decimating the ground army here of Sage. Sage, very known for this style, kind of getting taken advantage of here. But Phoenix will go after these Overlords, hoping to supply cap his opponent. His opponent actually very close to that supply cap, so it may very well happen. Ling's coming in. Oh my god, coming in from every angle. Look at this. This is like a complete Zerg assault. And there's nothing here to defend the natural. So we have nothing but Phoenix now going in to well, which base is it going to go into? It looked like it was going to be the main. Now it's, yeah, too many Spore Crawlers apparently. Archon getting dropped here into the natural. Just noticed instant replay was over, guys. Sorry about all that. And a lot of Overseers getting warped in. Cannot lose to Dark Templar, and Phoenix hold the air. So he's basically sacrificing these Overseers for just a couple of moments of Dark Templar's sake. And there's nothing to deal with the Phoenix. Nothing. Such a tight game, guys. Root Sage definitely behind economically here, but this is just devolving, you know, right into, like I mentioned earlier, a possible mid-game scenario. Thing is, there's a lot of bases taken, and a lot of us that use Ling upgrades, just making it impossible for the Protoss to be in the right position at the right time. Ultimately, though, Phoenix can't defend all of this territory. They're aggressive units, and with no ground army, Sage was at a loss. Admitting his loss, GG. Bob played a great game. He was very anxious about playing Sage, but both of these guys are Grandmaster players. This game was played on the US servers, so hats off to him. Guys, this is Shaft of the Clanning Casting Crew. If you like this production, please subscribe to our channel. Share it with your friends. Give us a +1 on YouTube. Post it on your social media. Throw us a shout out on Twitter. All kinds of options. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, don't forget to be awesome. Bye-bye.
신앙 선수가 되는 거고요.
그렇죠.
멀티에 방해도 받지 않으면서 안전하게 해주고 있는 모습인데 맹독 측의 스피드업이 되기 전에 즉 전방 위에서만 싸워야 되고 전방만 좀 제거하고 빠지면 돼요. 네. 여기 스캐너만 뿌리고 이 근육을
그렇습니다. 잘못하면은 죽는 상황에 치워질 수 있으나 현재까지는 준비를 이시동 선수가 조금 더 잘해주고 있었다. 이렇게 생각을 해야 될 것 같습니다.
저 근성하게 신앙 선수가 좋습니다. 그린디가 계속 앞서서 싸움을 걸 수 있는 건 보통 싸워서요. 써먹어야 되거든요.
힘을
필요 없다는 거니까 하는 거고요. 제 3번 실력이